You wanna say hi? Oh, she wants to snuggle. Okay, okay, okay. Hello, everybody. How are you? Hello, Aspie, June, Becky, sweetie darling Lulu. Hello. Oh, big snuggles. Hello, Robin. Welcome, everybody. Happy Sunday, December 22nd. Let me know if you can hear and see me okay. I've been really struggling with my voice, so I have my AirPods in because they have such a good microphone. Here, I'll turn so you guys can say hi to Annie. Thank you for all the nice comments on her pictures. She doesn't look 20, does she? She certainly doesn't act it. She has been tearing apart the tree, and today she had the. I'll show you the big tree in a second. She had the big tree rocking and rolling. She is a love bug. Yes. Hi, Claudia, Elsie, Janet, Kath. Welcome. Yes. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Let's see. Don't want to forget anything, but happy Hanukkah. Kwanzaa is coming up. There's so many holidays, at this time of year, right? Can you see and hear me okay? Most important. Hi, T. Jones, Valerie, Nancy, Tamlin. Got your eggnog? Perfect. Yes, thank you, Carol. I will show you. So behind me is the bird tree, and on the top is like a giant cardinal. That's Annie's tree. Well, that was supposed to be Annie's tree. She has ventured onto the big tree. You can see my Christmas pig, but the big tree, every ornament on there is a different animal. They're all animals. I can show you. I have my Christmas. I don't. Can you see my Christmas wreath? I put a Christmas wreath on my door. Don't know if you can see that. Got my TV kind of decorated too. Don't want to make anyone seasick, so I'll go slow. There we go. Okay. So yeah, I'm struggling with my voice, so I'm drinking throat comfort tea. I don't have like a sore throat or anything. Actually, I was going to ask you guys if you know of any YouTube channels or if you have any recommendations for building up my vocal muscles. I have such a hard time where talk for a living, right? I do so many readings. I'm just constantly talking and my voice really struggles. So it's frustrating. Hi, Christina. Hi, Lisa, Trisha, Sylvan. Yeah, I thought, you know what? Why not do, a Christmassy background, right? Okay, so I feel like there is so much that's not being covered by the news right now. And, it's sort of like if you don't get your information on social media, then you're just not getting it at all. And I think that's sort of the crossroads that so many of us are at this point. I have not seen ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox News. I haven't seen anybody, and I've been looking, covering the certification of the election. It appears that it happened, but why wasn't it covered? To me, that seems weird. That's at least a blurb on the news. So that day I kept checking the news. The day after, I kept checking. And the one thing I will say is I couldn't find any media outlet to cover it that day or the day after. Um, you know, Usually that's newsworthy, right? Why didn't I see, here in Massachusetts, why didn't I see like Maura Healey talking about it? Because they interviewed her the day after on something totally different, non-related. And exactly, Tamlin. Tamlin says it's the strangest thing. The energy is off around this whole thing. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And I think that's why we're all feeling like something's off, right? Because that is at least a blurb on the news. Maybe not a huge story, but did it really happen? I have Googled it, I have done some deep dives, and there's very little talking about it. And the one thing I'm positive of, nobody showed it that day and nobody showed it the day after. It's like if it did happen, then they're pretending like it didn't. They're sweeping it under the rug. I mean, I felt like, I don't know, like it's something clandestine, right? It's like they're doing it in the dark of night. Very, very strange. Um, yeah, right. So, Becky says she doesn't watch mass media anymore. Exactly. And I think that's why so many of us, I mean, because I didn't really have too many feelings one way or the other about social media or regular media. It was just whatever. It is what it is. But it's really becoming very revealing, isn't it? As time is rolling on, it's like, huh, um, you know, yeah, where is JD Vance? Hmm. Um, I mean, President-elect Musk is everywhere. Um, and I thought it was funny. Oh my God, that 45, came out and is really angry about that whole thing that, people are, making a big deal about Elon Musk. And it's like, yeah. Um, right, exactly. Christina brings up the point that I was thinking. It should have been all over the place after what happened last time. Exactly. Right? It's at least worth 2 seconds on the news, but it wasn't. And if you remember, I read on that day a long, long time ago, many, 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 many months ago. I read on that day. And I kept saying, something doesn't look right. Something doesn't feel right about that day. It's very foggy and hazy. That is a day that to me is super black and white, right? You either do something or you don't do something, right? So either they did it or they didn't do it. And I mean, I guess we're left thinking, well, they did it, but they're like trying to hide it. Um, because and I've watched, the Boston channels and I have watched the national channels. And I have looked on some of the foreign, news agencies like Reuters and whatnot. And so what else was I going to say before I got to the main topic? Oh, the drones. Drones. I'm gonna do that in air quotes because when does a drone stop being a drone? Because what I have at my house, they come out 5 p.m. sharp every night. I don't know what time they go home. I can tell you that they're here until midnight every night. So everybody that lives in this area knows that we're all seeing it. You just go out to my balcony. When I went live for my members, it was foggy. I'm going to go live for my members after this. We're doing the channelings. If it's not foggy out, I will take you out because they are there every night. These things are clearly manned. But why aren't we talking about maybe the bigger news around the drones? Because we're sitting there contesting these actual objects, right? Why aren't we talking about the fact that Logan Airport for the past 8 days has been diverting flights? Because before, if you saw it on my balcony, which we do a lot, because like I said, I told you guys a long time ago, my husband Michael turned it into a giant catio for Annie, and it's a good way to get her exercising. She has snacks out there. We brush her out there. We have chairs out there, a grill. So we go out there a few times a day. Unless it's like really, really bad. We go out there a few times a day. And the one thing I can tell you is the planes are always going by from Logan. So close, sometimes you can see the name of the airliner. So, why have they been diverting all of the flights during the day and the evenings? Okay. So, you can sit there and contest the drones and all that. I mean, even though we watch them every night, it's creepy. Sometimes they do this thing where they swarm and they come from all different directions. Usually once per night, they do this really creepy timed thing where they come in succession, like just a couple of seconds behind each other. Um, there's a couple of different styles. We're thinking maybe there's some kind of a hybrid type deal because they can turn the jets like on and off. Um, and they do leave a trail a lot. Well, here's the thing, but always. So one night this week, they were leaving trails and they were making patterns in the sky. And I have some great footage of them like making star shapes and things like that. Um, oh, Earth Mama, Trump's plane just departed for Arizona. I don't know anything about that. Um, So yeah, I mean, this is just really, really weird. I don't know what's going on. Deborah, so I talk about this a lot in membership because she says, check your throat chakra. Yeah, that, and I'll be honest, if you have whatever issue you have in your body, ask what, chakra is there, and you want to go in and open it. But before I even get out of bed, all of my chakras are opened every day. Um, it's not that, it's actually, for me, it has been a symptom of menopause. Um, like so many of these weird symptoms are that I'm having. So let me just take one more sip and then we'll get to the main event. So, once again, the news didn't cover something that should be a huge story, right? If I didn't hear this from another YouTuber, I would have never known to Google this and to find out, wow, this is 100% true. This is happening. This did happen. It's going on at this moment. But yet, no news agency is talking about our president and vice president. I think that's a little odd. So I don't know if you know, but on Thursday, um, Biden had already left and he was in Delaware, and that's where he was going to spend his holidays. Kamala was on her way to California, and that's where she was going to spend her holidays. And then all of a sudden, Biden got back to the White House first. And not just did Kamala come back, but her motorcade had sirens, and everyone's saying, why sirens? This seems a little weird. Very strange. Tamlin, I love it. I did not have a dystopian drone invasion on my bingo card for 2024. Yeah, now it's sort of like if it's just really weird and bizarre, yep, it's just 2024, right? Like you have to just go with the punches. Susan, I am doing hormone replacement therapy. Um, yeah, without it, I don't know where I'd be. Actually, I did talk about that in one of my videos because with the whole prospect of 45 becoming president, I wanted to see exactly what kind of hormone I was taking. And unfortunately, mine is the kind that you can use to transition from male to female. So certainly not part of 45's comfort zone. So interesting, right? That we have this going on. And I checked, they are still there. So whatever happened, whatever happened, they're still there. It's still going on, but yet we're not talking about it. Um, so let's pull some cards on this. I'll try to tip it down some. I don't know if I can get it down to the where you guys can see it or not, but I'll try. I'll try. We'll do a Celtic cross spread. So, what is this about? Why are they there? What do we need to know? Okay. I will tell you what each card is, what it means. I'm going to do a traditional uh, Celtic cross spread, and I'm going to do some clarifiers on the obstacle, the short term, and the long term outcome. So the Nine of Pentacles, and I will show you in a second, but the Nine of Pentacles is the card that represents this whole thing. So, Page of Cups. Why are you the obstacle? A Magician. And the Fool is the short term outcome. Why is the Fool there? Oh, weird. Lots of cups energy, lots of partnerships, contracts. This clearly has to do with a relationship, and I think we're going to have to do a little reading on who this relationship is talking about, what is going on. Very. Very strange cards. So this is about a relationship. What is this relationship about? Who is this relationship referring to? Page of Swords, Strength card, Nine of Wands. So it's not going to tell us, Five of Swords, the exact details. Okay, so this whole thing, I should have thought about this before I put them down on a wooden floor. Here's what's at the heart of the matter. Nine of Pentacles. So this is a card, first of all, of money, right? But it's also a card of a strong, independent woman, a successful woman, right? So really the only woman in this, reading is Kamala. It's not my typical card for her, but because my typical card for her is usually the Queen of Wands. But I'm wondering if she's maybe moving out of Queen of Wands energy into this energy where she is strong, she's empowered, she's standing strong on her own 2 feet. She doesn't need any help from anyone, right? That's the whole thing with Nine of Pentacles. Obstacle, Page of Cups, and when I clarified it, we got the Magician. So the obstacle is, I think there's more than one reason. I am getting from my guides, there's two things. One is Biden's health. I feel like there is something going on with his health. And another reason that maybe he needs her there more than what he normally would is because there's a situation that he's dealing with an abuse of power, right? Because the magician, when he's not your obstacle, the magician's fantastic, right? We love the magician. It's a great card for manifestation. But when he's your obstacle, somebody's abused power here. Somebody's working their will, their power against others in a way that isn't good. So let's ask this. Who is this? I'm going to keep, interrogating the tarot cards until they give me something to work with. Who is this? Who abused power? Oh, wow, look at that. These are all like major arcana cards. Um, the sun, the star, the world, and the moon. So it's not telling us. The star is one of my cards for the US. We also get the Empress in the outcome position, which is also another card for for the US for me. So moon card, the spirit is not revealing everything. Okay. Um, yeah, exactly. When's the last time we've actually heard from Biden in a public setting? Um, is all well. I do think there's something going on with his health. And this is somebody I'm getting like the world, um, and someone that sees themselves as the sun. So I am thinking this has to do with a foreign country. This very well could be Vlad that we're looking at. Um, so I think, yeah. So Biden's conscious thoughts, Two of Wands. He's sitting there thinking about, here's the world card, the world again, right? So he's thinking about um somebody overseas doing something. Okay. He's giving that a lot of thought. His subconscious thoughts are super grounded. He's being very realistic, very down to earth. And I would say he's looking at somebody that is manipulating money, finances in some way. Okay. Yeah, there's always a purposeful reason when we are kept out of the loop, right? That's the thing. Spirit will protect us, right? Because sometimes we aren't meant to know things. It would change the course of things too much. In the past, the lovers, a relationship. Okay. So we're getting lots of stuff about a relationship. Once again, this can also be health. But I do feel like there is a relationship here. There is another person. This has to do with, you know, some person in a foreign country that abused power that has affected the US. And is really causing an upheaval, somebody that has done something with money that now we have to sit there and figure things out. So a lot going on behind the scenes. Short-term outcome, the Fool card. And when I clarified it, I got the Two of Cups. So clearly this is, I am just getting lots of health stuff for Biden. I think this reading is very much twofold. We are very much talking about his health, and we are talking about someone that he knows that did something. And I'm taking this at face value. Um, yeah, somebody that did something really foolish. Oh, did Biden just do a an interview with Midas Touch? I haven't watched them forever. Um, yeah, I just feel like we haven't seen him on the news in a while, right? We haven't been seeing him. He hasn't been quite so public. Let's see. So okay, so a few of you have seen him. So that's good. Um, so I'm gonna just go over these. It's interesting how Biden's, this, hopes and fears has to do with the Queen of Cups. So once again, a relationship, health. Um, you know, yeah. Um, he also does get the card of sickness here, Four of Swords. So there is definitely something going on with that. In the outcome card, we get like stability, control, order is returned, balance comes back. And we are definitely talking about the US. Here's my card for the US. Um, and but then when I clarify the Empress, I get the 10 of Pentacles. Move it down so the light doesn't shine so much. You know, 10 of Pentacles. No, not sick of what's going on. These are actual cards of physical illness. Just like there's cards that talk about mental illness, right? That would be some of the sword cards. Um, you know, but the Four of Swords is usually physical illness. Look at the character. If he sits up, even he's going to get stabbed by three swords. So yeah, no. So 10 of Pentacles. That is, first of all, it's a big money card. Um, but it would be a card of good health. It would be a card of families, balance being restored to Americans, that sort of thing. So, you know what? I think we have a ton of things going on right now that we're probably going to be hearing about. And I think right now we should probably be sending, both Biden and Kamala, like some really good energy because clearly something is going on, right? Something that affects us as Americans. This is something that is big, it's something that's international. It's not just involving us, our country. Um, you know, and I won't say he's not, like, sick and tired of all this. I'm not gonna say he isn't sad, but at the same time, you have to remember, I remember him saying he never even wanted to run for president. He is doing this, because he cared, right? But this wasn't his first choice. I think after he worked with Obama, he was like, "I'm good. I've served my country." And, I just remember seeing him in an interview, and he was, like, happy to stop at that. So, let me see. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering too, Jennifer. Um, if his health causes him to transfer some power, all power, over to Kamala. I don't think the cards would allow me to, say that. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm leaning, I think. Um, something is going on there for sure. But of course, too, I mean, they're experts at keeping us in the dark because I'm sure they want to keep people, not panicking, right? They want to keep us sort of sane but and it's not just our country, right? I mean, as we're watching all these other countries, they're all seeming to struggle right now. You can see this whole push and pull for, what's good for the light. And I think as light workers, it's our time to shine, right? Even though I know some of you are getting tired, I get it. I understand that. But at the same time, this is what we came down for. I always say to myself, I signed up for this. I know I did. So I'm going to end because I always like to end on a high note, um, with an angel number message. I love these cards. I haven't pulled these cards out for a long time. And I'm just going to take three. I'll take the top three and just ask the universe what it is you need to know right now. And then after you pick your card, as the week goes on, um, look to see if you see any of these numbers, right? That's the whole point of angel numbers. So, are you drawn to one, two, or three? Don't think about it. Just go with your gut on this one. Okay, number one, 000. I am a creator. You are one with creator, and there are no limits to what you can achieve. You have the ability to create something new and incredible in your lifetime here on earth. So amazing. Number two is 17. I am independent. The quality of work you can produce when you're going at it alone is almost unbelievable. You are as independent as you are ambitious, capable of performing every step of the way with efficiency, focus, and skill. And number three is 13. I am confident. And it says, you are a conscientious worker with a knack for coming up with creative ideas and turning them into something real. An optimistic but practical outlook keeps you determined and on track as you work steadily towards your goals. So, a nice energy to bring with you, into this week. Um, so, yeah, sit tight, everybody. I think we have a lot of news coming our way. And you know, buckle up. I think it's going to get a little bit weird in the next few weeks, but we're going to stay centered, right? We're going to take a nice deep breath, stay grounded, stay centered, you know, be mindful, take a few minutes to meditate and just ground yourself. Okay. All right, everybody. I hope you have a beautiful holiday. I will be putting out a few videos channeling, let's see, a Christmas message from the Ra on loneliness and a channeled message from Charles Dickens. When I asked you guys who you wanted, um, he got quite a few votes. So we'll do one from Charles Dickens. And members, I will see you in half an hour. Bye, everybody.